eventually people are going to say, what the hell is going on?
No matter how far you go into the dark, when you flip, you go exactly the same place to the light in our galaxy. Everything. Because everything is in balance. Everything is in polarity.
I think it's just going to get weirder and weirder and weirder, and finally it's going to be so weird that people are going to have to talk about how weird it is.
Ladies, gentlemen, weirdos, freaks, welcome to Polarity. My name is Josh, and this is an interactive stream, something different. We've never done this before. I hope it's going to be a lot of fun, where we are going to be mapping out these strange, occult, weird time travel connections between NASA, Nazi Germany, and all the weird surrounding shit in the UFO phenomenon. And I think this is going to be, it's going to be helpful for me because I think in a non-linear fashion. I think of lots of things at once, and sometimes it can be quite confusing. I just need to get it out of my head and onto a screen, and I need your help. We're going to do this together. So I'm very excited for this stream. I hope it's going to be a good time, and I hope we all learn something, as always. Now, this stream was originally scheduled 4 or 5 days ago. It's been a while. It's been postponed twice. We've all been getting blue balls for this stream, okay? Today's the day, and I will say, though, we originally scheduled this stream prior to the UFO file release that happened from the US government recently. And, you know, all of these videos of strange little white things and stars and all of these kind of things have kind of taken my mind away from this, because I was locked in on this. I was into it. I was ready. But this is kind of like, you know, it's taken me out of that space. So I need to come back to it with you guys. I like I said, I need your help on this stream. I do have a little video as well to just kind of set the tone. Maybe you don't know any, like maybe you're sitting there thinking, I've never heard of any time travel connections to NASA or the Nazis or anything like that. So before we get into mapping this out, Mick says, "What's up, nut jobs?" I love it, Mick. Welcome. Thank you for being here. We're gonna watch this video that I think is going to just lay a nice little baseline for anyone who maybe doesn't know anything, and maybe just, you know, restart the mind when it comes to this topic for people who do know, because I know I certainly need that right now as well. Now, as this stream has been scheduled for a few days, there are a lot of memberships and super chats that I need to read out very quickly. So please take this time to grab a drink, have a stretch, find your seat, and get comfortable. Lisa Murray, thank you very much for becoming a member. Jess Polido, thank you. Jason Hubbs, you weirdo. Lat Chris, you freak. Imaginary Construct, thank you very much. Crime Tourist, you little weirdo. Joan Bro gifted a membership. They gifted another one, and they celebrated 8 months and said, I love y'all weirdos. Thank you very much, Joan Bro. Excuse me. It's early here. We're still waking up. Christine Diorio, welcome, you little weirdo. Gus ND, you freak. Thank you for becoming a member. Ontologically Shook, that's a great name. Thank you very much for becoming a member. Joel Lightheart, you little freak. Rising XC as well. Welcome back as a member. Okay, there we go. That is the housekeeping out of the way. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Let's jump over to this screen where we're going to play this video. Like I said, I found this just the other day, and I thought it was just a perfect little introduction to why there's a lot of strangeness around this topic. But I'm hoping when we map it out, we're going to go a lot further. So let me hit play on this one.
Buckle up, bro, because this shit is absolutely insane. So, I took some notes here, so I remember what to say. So, in 1893, this guy named Ingersoll Lockwood wrote a 3-part book series, right? The first one is called Travels and Adventures of Little Baron Trump. The second one is called Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey. And the third one is called The Last President. All right? In the first book, Little Baron Trump lives in Trump Castle in Germany. And he finds a manuscript by a man named Don Fum that leads to underground tunnels in Russia that have portals to other dimensions. Okay? The first 2 books are just about Baron Trump and his dog, like, exploring all these weird dimensions, right? But this is where it really gets weird, bro. In the third book, The Last President, Don Fum uses these portals to become a controversial president who lives on Fifth Avenue in New York. And he basically ruins the price of gold and is super controversial and ruins everything. His vice president's name is Pence, bro. That shit is absolutely crazy, but it gets even crazier, bro. Ingersoll Lockwood lived on the exact same street as Nikola Tesla when he wrote this book series. At the very same time that he was living on this street with Nikola Tesla was claiming that he invented time travel. Like, he deadass was saying, I'm about to make freaking time travel and portals, and we're about to do it. And a little bit after, he mysteriously dies in a hotel. And all of his blueprints, all of his inventions are in this hotel when he dies. Guess who gets sent, along with the CIA, to pick up his blueprints? John G. Trump. Trump's literal blood uncle, bro. Think about it, bro. It gets even deeper, though. Werner von Braun, a Nazi scientist, by the way, founder of NASA, wrote a book called Project Mars in 1953 about a man named Elon who takes everyone to Mars. The founder of NASA. And now Trump and Tesla are working together. They got space and time. Think about it, Fifth Avenue right by Times Square. I'm telling you, dog, this shit is a simulation, bro.
There you go.
To anyone who
Okay, there you go. So I will just clarify as well. I'm pretty sure in the Project Mars book, it's not about a person called Elon. It's about someone who, in this, made up world, he holds a rank, like his rank in this society, in this system that he lives in. His rank is Elon, and he's trying to take people to Mars. Not that it really makes it any less weirder. It's still just so many coincidences. At what point is there actually something weird going on here, right? So we're going to be doing this over here. So I've started this mind map. I think it's more technically a concept map is what we're doing here. And I do think that Nazi Germany, NASA, and time travel are kind of like our three main pillars, right? This is what we're going to be working with for the most part of the show, branching off of them and seeing where they actually connect as well. And, we can move these around if we need to. You guys can see everything okay. And then we're going to be using these little concept nodes to try and connect things together. So I think, we're talking about time travel, so where it begins is kind of irrelevant, but I would say maybe Nazi Germany could be the best place to start. But I guess as things pop into our minds, into our collective hive mind, we can kind of add them in and begin connecting them as we go. Coda says, there is more, I will tell you. Von Braun hired someone called Peter Petrov, who invented the first digital watch. His son ran an investment company with Timothy Taylor. Wow. Okay, well, we will get to that. Someone says, Josh, you're a little quiet. Okay, let me put a tiny bit of gain. A few people have been saying that recently with my mic, but I've been a little bit hesitant to gain it up because there is a humming issue with this microphone. So I don't want to, by gaining myself up, I'm also gaining this annoying hum, which I believe is a Mossad tap in my microphone. So I'm sure they can hear me loud and clear. Hopefully that's a little bit better for you guys. Okay, so let's start with Nazi Germany. I guess can you guys read? You guys can't really read that, can you? Hold on. I think I'm just going to put here, I'm going to put Die Glocke, which is the famous Nazi bell, which was apparently a time machine, and just getting an idea of the size and how it looks. Maybe we can... I think that's okay. And maybe we'll just make these ones a little bit bigger so they stand out. Okay, I think that. Can we all see fine? Does it look good? Your show is fantastic. It's great to get a live stream. Thank you for what you do. Thank you very much, Jimmy. I appreciate the kind words. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. We are just winging it. We're a one-man band, and we're just winging it. And I appreciate everyone that tunes in. It really is amazing that we can do this fun stuff together. So, okay, so we got Die Glocke here, and that is obviously connected to Nazi Germany, right? So this is generally how I think it's going to look. But it's going to get messy, people. This is the definition of a schizophrenic mood board. Okay, this is what we're doing, and it is going to get messy. So straight away, I think we can connect this. Excuse me as I learn the movement controls to time travel, because that is allegedly what it was. And oh no. Okay, what's going to feel better, curved lines or angled ones? Maybe angled. I don't know. We'll start with this anyway. Like I said, we can change it up as we go. I'm going to keep checking that you guys can see it okay. I'm working on one 14-inch monitor, okay? One 14-inch monitor for everything that I have open, which is a lot. So excuse me if it feels like watching your grandpa who doesn't really understand technology trying to use his iPhone, because it is kind of the same thing. Okay, curved, it's time travel. I feel like curved could begin to look quite messy, though. I feel like, yeah. Let's just start with this, and we'll see how we go. So I guess Nazi Germany, we've also got Werner von Braun, okay? That's going to be a big key figure in this. What's going to be the best way to remake these? Probably should have done a little test run before I did this. There we go, duplicate. And we've got Werner von Braun. We can stick him somewhere over here. And he's going to connect to Nazi Germany. He's also going to connect to NASA. Who doesn't love a schizophrenic mood board? I agree, Chris. So we need to do them more. We used to kind of do them like ad hoc on the fly when we were watching videos and stuff like that. But this is the first like official one. Probably should have put it in the show title. Nordics, Nazi time travel, Germany, Jason Giorgiani, Closer Encounters book. Yes. Yeah, he goes all in on that. He really goes all in Closer Encounters. I haven't finished that book, but I've read enough to see his like deep dive into the Nordics and stuff like that. And it's pretty wild, man. It's pretty wild. I'm really not sure how I feel about him. It's very interesting to listen to. I really enjoy listening to him, but sometimes I get a little sus dog on him. Is sus dog with us here? He is. There he is. Yeah, that's me sometimes when I listen to Jason Giorgiani. Just, questioning like, what are your motives? Why are you doing this? Who are you working for? You're not quiet at all on my end? Okay, good. All right. That's good to hear. Okay. So Werner von Braun also wrote the Project Mars book, which, these are the kind of links that I personally want to make. You could argue that it's just a book and it's not really evidence of time travel, which is true. But this is about collecting all of the things that suggest that something potentially weird is going on. Is there a dark mode? That's a great question. Let me take a look for you. Potentially not. I do apologize. I understand. Trust me, I'm a dark mode user, so I get it. But I don't think so, unfortunately. I feel like if it was anywhere, it would be in this section here, and it's not. So anyway, your retinas are going to take a punishing today. Dark mode, everything. I agree. Thomas Townsend Brown. Yes, that's going to be coming in here too. Okay, so let's go to Command D. Command D. Yes. Okay, we've found the shortcut to duplicate. This is going to make things much faster. Project Mars book. We're going to connect this one into Werner von Braun. He was the author. Came out in like 1950s, I believe. And do we connect? Project Mars doesn't necessarily connect to NASA directly. I guess it's got the Elon connection. I feel like Elon Musk has got to be a figure in all of this to some degree. What do you guys think about that? Do we put Elon on here? One thing I do think is interesting. Okay, this is something that I think is worth talking about. There are people who talk about the Roswell crash, but also like the Kecksburg crash as well as being potentially time travel. Like they have something to do with time travel. We watched the interview of excuse me, Philip Corso's son, where he speaks, and this is an interview from like 2018, where he's speaking about the fact that the Roswell crash was a time travel event, and that's why he says something like the Corona crash is actually the Roswell crash, and it's like it was split over time. It's like the same thing happening in different. I can't remember. We'd have to go back and watch the video. But basically, he's suggesting that Corona and Roswell is the same crash, and it's something to do with time travel and time dilation. Okay. What I find interesting is that the Kecksburg UFO, whatever we want to call it, was like an acorn shape, or it regularly gets cited as being an acorn shape. And it is. It is an acorn shape. Actually, for anyone who doesn't know, I should be able to show you guys. And actually, I'll pull up DeGlocker as well, just so you guys can see it, that there is a pretty, they look very similar, right? So this is the Kecksburg. Like they have a little monument for it, right? You could call it an acorn, or you could call it a bell, right? And this is DeGlocker. This is the Nazi bell that was allegedly a time machine. Now, obviously, there's no proof of this, and it's just a conspiracy theory, but there are people out there that have done some pretty interesting research in it to suggest that at least there was something going on there. And it's also no secret that the Nazis were deeply interested in the occult, ritualistic magic and stuff like that. And when you research the UFO topic long enough, that is where you end up. I'm sorry. Okay, we all want to talk about cool little flying saucers and little aliens and stuff like that. And maybe that is real too. But really, the heart of this thing seems to be something to do with like ritual, occult, magic, and stuff like that. Okay? So, okay? Okay, the world's full of occultists and magicians. Okay? Have fun at recess. Okay. DeGlocker. So let's put in Kecksburg as well. I think this is we could probably put this in as like a bit of a spin-off over here. Kecksburg UFO. Why is that all the way up there? Okay. Okay, NASA. Let's come over here now. Again, I've just got so many things in my head. I think I just need to start putting them out. We just need to start getting them out of my head and onto the paper. Elon Musk. Something weird going on with that guy, there's no doubt. I don't know if I'm not sure where he connects just yet. Or actually, it definitely connects to the Project Mars book, right? Because it's about a guy called Elon who wants to go to Mars, that was written in the 50s by Nazi Germans who were also building time machines, apparently. So you can start to see why all of this stuff feels a little bit weird, right? You can already start to see that. I'm not a fan of how these squiggly lines connect, but we're going to have to deal with that for now. There goes my last remaining brain cell. I parted with mine a long time ago. Welcome. We're drinking the purple drink today. I'm Christing myself with the purple. Tim Taylor, thank you very much, Brandon. Yes. I mean, this guy, Tim Taylor, he's apparently said it himself. He's just said it, that he is a time traveler, says that he works for the Hammer, which is a figure in this movie called the Adjustment Bureau, which is about like manipulating timelines and stuff like that. Okay, Tim Taylor. Do we put the Adjustment Bureau in here as well? Because I mean, he himself has kind of like made that connection, you know? Also, do got to kind of wonder, like, are these people trolling us? Are these people trolling? I really doubt it. It would be a strange thing to do, right? To troll like that. But maybe it's not. Maybe people like Tim Taylor are just 4chan nerds who got really good jobs and they still enjoy trolling people. I don't know. The general's wife who doesn't know about the alien bodies. I'm not sure where that would connect here, at least just yet. I think we also need to, I think Trump needs to be in here as well as just, I'm not sure where yet, but given the video that we just looked at earlier, Kecksburg, there's no trolling. That's funny. I see what you did there. The Nazis were obsessed with religious artifacts. Yes, they were. They absolutely were. Okay. I believe that's what the 1933 exhibition that they did to Antarctica, or it was like early 30s. From my understanding, and I could be wrong, but from my understanding, that exhibition was literally for that reason. It was to find like lost, hidden artifacts about like the ancient world. And, you know, you could just say maybe maybe the Nazis just loved history. But, you know, given the time, what was going on in the world, what they were already interested in, I think probably not. Hollywood and the occult as well. Yes. You know, I think maybe we should. What's going on here? I want to try to keep this neat too, but I'm feeling like that's already going to fail, and lines are going to start crossing. So maybe I just need to accept that, because I feel like trying to keep it neat is stopping me from putting things down. Jack Parsons, yes, great one. Homestead, that definitely needs to be on here too. I guess there's the NASA connection there. And then, you know, also like just rockets in general, because I mean, we've got Elon Musk on here, right? Elon Musk obviously connected to rockets. Jack Parsons connected to rockets. Tim Taylor connected to rockets. There are people that talk about the idea of like the rocket being some kind of like phallic representation, and there is like this idea that like the phallus is super symbolic and important in the ancient world, and like, you know, obelisks point to the phallus as well. Like there's something significant there as well. Von Braun, rockets, exactly. Yeah, okay. Rockets, there's something going on with rockets. And, you know, Tim Taylor speaking about the fact that, you know, when Diana Pasolka asks him, why is there Latin on your rockets? Why are there old Greek gods on your rockets? And he says it's for our sponsors. Okay. The fuck does that mean? Okay, rockets are here. Where's Werner? He's up there. All right, we've got a lot of rocket connections here to make. Tim Taylor as well. Okay. All right, we're warming up here. We're warming up. The obelisks. Let's get them on there too. I can feel it. I can feel it. You know, it's a bit of a slow start, but once you start, you can't stop. Okay, we've got a cross line here. I don't like it. It makes me feel uncomfortable, but I feel like it's going to be unavoidable, honestly. Okay. Alistair Crowley, yes. Yeah, okay, yes, definitely. Let's get Crowley on here too. But see, okay. So if we're going to put Crowley on here, I think we should just put like the like occult in general, as in like occult magic. Which, you know, I think we can even connect Tim Taylor to that because he admits that he uses ritual practices, and a ritual can be anything, right? Like ritual can be a form of meditation followed by a chanting or whatever. Like I think that counts as a ritual, right? So it's not, doesn't necessarily mean burning children and praising Baal. Okay, like that doesn't, a ritual can be anything. So let's do a line to Crowley here. Yep. Let's do a line to Jack Parsons, definitely. And Tim Taylor. Nazi Germany. That's a big one. I don't like the way that that's bending. It's going to upset me. Can we fix that? There we go. Palm Beach Pete. CERN. The thing is, I've never really like deep dived CERN. Okay. I've never really deep dived CERN. So I don't really know. I know a lot of people claim they do some weird shit, and it absolutely wouldn't surprise me. But I feel like if I'm to put CERN on here, I've got like nothing to back that up. You know, if someone said like, okay, what is CERN doing that's occult magic? I'd be like, I don't know. Someone said they were on the internet. I don't actually know. Someone said they were doing portals, but like, you know, I don't know. Are they? If there's like an overwhelming amount of people in the chat saying yes, there absolutely are, I'll do it for the sake of the community. Okay, a lot of people referencing Michael Aquino. I think that's a good one. I think there's even, I mean, there's definitely Nazi Germany connections there. There is, there's occult magic connections for sure. So let's get him on there. Oh my God. Michael Aquino. Eyebrows like the devil. Beautiful. So I also think we should plug Tim Taylor here into time travel because he's literally, like, he's quoted saying that he is a time traveler. So if anyone has a problem with that, take it up with Tim. Think we need more red string? I don't think we can color these. If we could, I think they should be colored red, absolutely. But I don't think you can change the color, unfortunately. Maybe on the paid version. Wait. Oh my God, you can. Do I bother going back and recoloring all of them now, though? I don't think so. I think that's a waste of time. Maybe we should just like color red significant connections. Uri Geller. Yeah, I think that's worth putting on here. I think Uri Geller definitely deserves a place. And where are we plugging him into? We're plugging him into probably Werner von Braun, because he often references the fact that Werner von Braun showed him pictures of alien bodies and occult magic. You should deep dive CERN. We should do that in another video. Absolutely. Oh, Nikola Tesla. How could we forget? Okay, look, we're not going to color these red. Maybe next time. If everyone does enjoy this, we will probably do it again. Next time we'll make sure they're red. Can you make people a different color? Okay, I think that's probably a good shout. That kind of helps make it people a bit more distinct. Okay, let's do that. Could take a moment, but I'll try and speed run it for you guys. While I'm doing this, you guys are thinking of more connections to make. So when I finish, we're going to be able to slam a whole bunch more on there. Jack Parsons, Tim Taylor. Okay, turns out most of them were people, so probably could have just done all of them. Tim Taylor Rockets. Michael Aquino, friend of the show. I think that might be it. And most of them are people. Basically, the whole thing is red. Okay, we still got a loose Donald Trump out here. Itzhak Bentov. Interesting guy for sure. I'm not sure if it, at least not yet. I don't know if it fits into, you know, time travel, NASA, Nazis, this kind of stuff. But who knows? Who knows where we're going to end up here? John G. Trump. Okay, good one. I think that's going to help bridge the gap a little bit, actually. So John G. Trump. And okay, so like, okay, we're going to get Tesla as well. We're just going to get these and we're going to work out where they fit. Nikola Tesla. Sorry, I know it's probably getting a little bit too small for you guys. Okay, I think let's get Tesla over here. Actually, no, let's go down here because Tesla is plugging straight into time travel, right? He believes. Oh, wait, what? I think. Am I going to have to pay for this? Yeah, I am. Oh, God damn it. All right, give me a sec. I should have anticipated that would be the case, and I should have just done it. Sorry, guys. Give me a sec. Let me pay for premium. I'm clicking pay. Nothing's happening. Okay. Okay, hold up. Let me just come back over here. I'm clicking sign up and nothing happens. Maybe I need to. Wow. In the meantime, Jay Jonah, thank you very much for the 2 months. He says, sending love from the free folk. Shout out to my free folk. I can't wait to be there with you guys. Hydrocoptic Mike says, Bar Weep, Grunner Weep, Ninny Bong Weirdos. If you know, you know. Thank you, Mike. Dutch Richard gifted 2 memberships. Thank you very much, Richard. Hi Vibin with 5 months says, just want to say thank you so much for creating this community of legends and wreck everyone, especially all of us neurospicy weirdos, to listen to Neurodivergent by Inpatient. Thank you very much. Jane Kelly says, hi freaks, a little late this evening. Sorry about that. That's okay, Jane. Take your seat. You haven't missed too much. And I actually don't know what's going on with this website. Because I'm clicking sign up and literally nothing. It's just flashing, like nothing's happening. So quite a spanner in the works. I feel like we were just hitting our stride as well, and this is a bit frustrating. Does anyone have any alternatives to this? I'll pay for it if you fix my Discord. It's not paying for it is not the problem. It's just, we could do it in Canva. I have premium Canva, but it would just mean we start all over again. And do we really want to do that? Yeah, no, it's not a money problem. It's for some reason it won't let me sign up problem. Terrible business model, by the way. Trying to sell a product and not actually letting people purchase it. Wouldn't recommend. But yeah, I've refreshed this website. I'm clicking sign up. I'm clicking pay, and it just does nothing. So, I don't know if it has something to do with the fact that I'm streaming, and maybe it's like a protection because I'm gonna have to put in my card details. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe we just pivot and do Canva. I think maybe we just we're gonna have to start again. Yeah, I think we just pull the pin, make the decision. We do Canva. Okay, give me a second, guys. Let me set up a canvas for us. I have premium Canva, so there'll be no issues with this. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm just setting up the I may as well do it so you guys can see as well. Oh, you can't see? There we go. Okay, we're here in Canva. And sorry, guys. Please stand by. So what do we start with? We started with NASA, started with time travel, and we also started with, what was the third one? Nazi Germany. Okay. Okay, these are our 3 pillars. And then we had, how do we, rectangle? Okay, we start with this. And we'll go, All right. I think we're back. And what? Okay. Let me just check. What do we have here? Werner von Braun. Let's make that text. Oh, and you know what? I can dark mode this for you guys. There you go. It was meant to be. It was meant to be. Is that better for everyone's eyes? Amazing. Let me adjust the canvas here. There we go. That's better. That's better. That's easier on our eyes. Okay. I think let's Tim Taylor, Deglocker, Project Mars. We're just going to get a few of these key ones on here first. And we need a line. Like this one isn't as neat, but it is what it is. You're killing it, Josh. Thank you. Thank you. I apologize for the little restart there. Like I said, we were really hitting our stride. But we'll be back there in no time. Jack Parsons. Elon Musk, rockets. You're having trust issues with my computer skills? Well, you think what's wrong with my computer skills? I thought they were I thought I was doing quite well, to be honest. If you have a problem with it, mate, take it up with Suki. She's the producer. Michael Aquino. How could we forget? Lord of the Eyebrows. Okay, I think we're actually kind of getting there. We just need to start connecting stuff back up together, which is easy. Okay, I should have made this canvas much bigger, I think. Can't make them smaller. God damn it. Okay, good. We can resize. Let's go. Let's go 6,000 wide, 3,000 high. You're doing great, sweetie. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay, that's starting to look a little bit better. Still think it could be too small eventually, but it'll do for now. Is Suki back? No, not yet. She's in Australia. She never left. It's me. It's me that needs to be back. We're going to need a bigger board. Yeah, so we can edit the board. We can do that. So that's no issue. All right, I think let's start plugging these things back in together again. So Elon Musk was over here. Die Glocke with Nazi Germany. Yep, that one's going over here. We had our time travel down here. Look at us. We're flying, people. We are flying. Did we have... We had Die Glocke going to time travel. Tim Taylor, friend of the show. Occult Magic, we had that one as well. Crowley, we haven't put him back on yet. That's okay. Trump's uncle. Yes, we need Trump and John G. Trump as well. Donald Trump. John G. Trump. Nikola Tesla. Rockets. We've done that one. Elon Musk. Okay. All right, let's start connecting these up. We had Michael Aquino going... Nazi Germany, because we know Michael loved the Nazis, absolutely adored them. He was so lucky that he got to perform a black magic ritual in the Valesburg Castle. What a lucky guy! Wow, Michael, aren't you a lucky man? So is it? You know, so most people's bucket list is like go to the Maldives, spend a week on the Amalfi Coast in Italy. No, Michael Aquino's was perform a black magic ritual in the Valesburg Castle. Okay, weirdo. And not the good kind either. I think on this one, actually, we might have to start using... Jay says that doesn't sound like a bad weekend. I'm not going to lie. I think on this one, we're going to have to start using curvy lines because otherwise it's just going to take too long because I have to build it out. Or we could just do it like that. Maybe we just do that. I think that's fine. Have you put down the Philadelphia experiment? No, we have not. And that is a great addition to this board. Whoops. Thank you very much. All right, let's get... I want to get these plugged in before we start adding more. Okay, Elon Musk to Project Mars. Got the rockets here. Might even make this one just a tad bigger. Tim Taylor loves a rocket. Do we have Jack Parsons plugged in? Yeah. I feel like we're missing something. Jack Parsons was okay to Occult Magic. Crowley. Okay, Elon. Yeah, we've done him. He's up here. Where did we put Tesla on ours? We hadn't put him in yet. Okay. Sorry, guys. We're nearly there. I definitely should have planned ahead. Okay, we are really going to need a bigger board. Oh my god, it can only be 8. Okay. It's not really ideal, is it? Okay, look, we're going to have to work with this. It's our first time doing it. You guys know everything we do on this channel, we try to get better every time we do it. So it is what it is. I feel like there's more rocket connections that need to be made. Tim Taylor. Done it. Jack Parsons, Elon Musk, Werner von Braun. Okay, I think that's good. All right, let's pull Tesla over here now. Can you guys see over here? Yes, you can. Okay, we're going to go Tesla to time travel, obviously. But then we're going to go, this is where it starts to get weird. We're going to go John G. Trump to Tesla. Trump. Yeah, look, it's going to be messy. It's going to be messy. I apologize. The other software we were using probably was neater, but it didn't want to sell me their premium version. So what can you do? Donald Trump, and I think we should also have what do we call this? Like the Adventures of Baron Trump. What do you call it? Ingersoll Lockwood. I don't know. I think maybe, yeah, maybe Ingersoll Lockwood. I think that's how you spell it. We all know what it means. And then where, okay, how does that connect up next? Marvelous Adventures of Baron Trump. Let's go Baron Trump, which really kind of connects to Ingersoll Lockwood and Donald Trump. Baron Trump makes that connection. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what we've got here, right? And these all spawn out of, these are all coming from the time travel node as well. So I don't think they need to individually be linked there because that's kind of where they come from, I think. So I think that's okay. Where is Nikola Tesla? Up here. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you can. So we've got Michael Aquino over here to Occult Magic. Tim Taylor to Occult Magic as well. Tim Taylor to Time Travel. Yeah, we've got that. Jack Parsons to Rockets, Occult Magic, and Crowley. I think we probably have to put in Scientology, right? Is there any connection to like Tim Taylor and Scientology? Because it kind of seems like a text, well, not textbook Scientologist, but I mean, he openly talks about ritual and communicating with non-human beings. And at the same time is like in this super high level government position. I don't know. It feels like Scientologist. I mean, it's not a government position. Is NASA a government entity? Hal Puthoff. Yeah, he could probably come in here as well. Hal Puthoff was a Scientologist who was also talking to Bledsoe. Yep. Looking Glass. All right, let's put in, we got Scientology. Let's connect it up to Occult Magic and L. Ron Hubbard, because he's connected to Crowley and Parsons. Mormons. The Bell was Nazis. Yeah, we've got the Bell up here. I feel like there's probably more to be added around, like, there's definitely more to be added, I think, around the Bell, the UFO crash. Philadelphia experiment. We haven't actually touched on that one yet. I guess what we could do here is we could put something like, we could definitely add in paperclip, that's for sure. But we could tie Philadelphia experiment to time travel. But also like military, which I guess would also link in Michael Aquino. Probably make one for like intelligence agencies as well, perhaps. Because, you know, things like rockets, Tim Taylor, it's not really military, but I feel like, you know, NRO, the satellites, these things that are going up into space probably serve a purpose that at some point funnels down to the military, right? Probably. So let's connect this one up. Military to the Philadelphia experiment. And then military to Michael Aquino. Having a bong for every new bit of string. I don't know if you'll make it to the end, Dwayne. Brown was the one who did the Philadelphia experiment, though. Really? I didn't know that. I think if we're going to talk about time travel, right, we probably have to talk about like gravity, because they apparently seem to be linked or almost the same thing, which is like quite mind bending, right? That if you start distorting gravity, you start distorting time. So let's get some what do we call it? Like, just, I guess anti-gravity, which would, okay, we should probably just make a note here for UFOs too, right? UFOs. So let's go anti-gravity to time travel. UFOs to anti-gravity. To the Kecksburg crash. I don't know if do we connect UFOs to Glocker? Because like was it that? Was it something that got up and about and moved, or was it just a machine? I mean, if we're connecting Kecksburg to Glocker, I mean that's maybe we should. I don't know. Not yet. It was apparently our first UFO. I don't know. I think we'll hold on that one. We'll hold on connecting these two up for now. Okay, here's one. Here's one. It's going to get, guys, it's going to get messy. That's going to excite some people. Let's put in here the flux liner, because we can connect this to both of these. UFOs, anti-grav, but also, I think military, right? It's getting very schizo. We're starting to go full Pepe here. Marty and Doc. Guys, isn't Back to the Future a Spielberg movie? I'm pretty sure it is. I could maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. But I feel like it could be. Back to the Future, time machine, going back in time, manipulating timelines. Oh, yes, I have heard that. Yeah, Doc Brown. I have heard people say that Doc Brown in Back to the Future is maybe not meant to be, but like modeled after Townsend Brown. Josh, I'm ashamed you asked that. Don't be ashamed. It's okay. There's no dumb questions. I can't know everything, Julie. Can't know everything. I do my best, but I can't know everything. The Simpsons. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I don't know if it fits on this board, but it definitely fits in the discussion of time travel. Something weird going on there for sure. What I tend to think with The Simpsons is like, I mean, look, maybe they have gone back in time or something. I don't know. But I do wonder if like seeding ideas into the mass population, somehow we subconsciously collectively manifest that reality. I think that's equally probable, maybe even more probable than the idea of like Matt Groening being a time traveler. Looking Glass, Dan Burish. Yeah, I guess the thing is with stuff like that though, it's like, are they telling, we don't really know if it's real or not. Whereas like a lot of the stuff on here is, I mean, it's still a conspiracy theory, don't get me wrong, but it's more like, it's a bit more solid, like Werner von Braun did work for NASA. He did write a book called Project Mars about a guy called Elon who's interested in rockets, like Jack Parsons was, who was interested in occult magic with Aleister Crowley and Scientology. Like these things, like we can confirm these things. This is just history. When we start talking about Dan Burish and Project Looking Glass, don't get me wrong, I'm very invested in those topics and I'm interested in them, but I just don't know if it belongs on the mood board. You know what I mean? because it's like not fully confirmed. Dutch Richard, thank you very much for gifting a membership, sir. Old Soul Joe says, good morning, all you lovely weirdos around the world. 5:30 in Denmark, a little behind, but I feel that's a thing at the moment with everything that's going on. Thank you very much, bro. I appreciate that. And gift a membership as well. Oh, wow. I'm very behind on Super Chat. Sorry. Yes, he did. Thank you very much, Joe. Appreciate you. Okay. Sorry, guys. Let me catch up on these. Beth Noyes with 10 months says, I think all SSP folks should be on there with the 20 and back. Thanks, Josh. Interesting. Secret Space program. Yvonne Pandora says, I'll help you pay. Thank you, Yvonne. Maybe we have to do this another time, or maybe we come up with another topic. If we do, because I do really like doing this kind of stuff, I'll make sure we have a proper software that isn't limited, because this Canva, it's not as good, I'll be honest. Toxic Fart says, to help you pay for the chart. Thank you very much, guys. You're too generous. Nordic Lover says, Scientology to Elron to Parsons. How's the ankle? It's doing okay. Thank you very much, Nordic. I think we've got most of those on there now. Yeah. Scientology, Elron, Parsons. Yep. We're all there. Hyperbolic with 2 months says, if Tim Taylor was a time traveler, he would have visited the time of Genesis. What if he wrote the whole dragon mythology began with his dragon tattoo? Ooh, there you go. Thank you very much, Hyperbolic. Adam Dev Media says, make time to dive into Robert Anton Wilson one day. Thank you very much. Homestead Detroit says, if Pence was meant to be the vice president, maybe there's a good reason Trump was so sure 2020 election was cheated. Vatican looking glass adversary time travel. Interesting theory. I like it. Corrupt NPC gifted a membership. Richo says, what's up, fam? Just got here. What a time to be alive. Thank you, Richo, and thank you, Corrupt. Beth says, don't forget Montauk and the SSP peeps. Old Soul Joe. Einstein Rosen Bridge. Yeah, I think that needs to go on there. Wormholes, Nathan Rosen, Israel physicist, and of course, Albert Einstein, German theoretic physicist. Thank you very much, Old Soul Joe. It's all an allegory, says time travel is impossible. Research the electric universe model, YouTube, the Thunderbolts Project, Thornhill's POV, Electric Gravity Part 2 with a timestamp. Okay, thank you. Not going to watch it right now, but I appreciate it. CM Bloor says Einstein, Tesla, and John von Neumann were involved in the Philadelphia experiment. Neumann also involved in Montauk. Okay, interesting. We'll get those on there as well. Kelly says Ning Lee and Amy Eskridge portals. Thank you very much, Kelly. All right, let's get back to what we were doing. There was definitely a few on there that I think we should chuck on. Didn't know Tesla was connected to the Philadelphia experiment. That's interesting. So let's get a connection in on there. Now, a lot of you guys did mention other connections as well that are valid, but it's like, does it support, like adding Einstein to this map, right? Like, I mean, I guess maybe the SR-71, Huntsville, Alabama, Space Force. Okay, actually, all right. What about if we make a node here for space, which is obviously connected to NASA, space, and then we've got Space Force, which has a connection to Trump, which is all the way over there, this is going to be the most uncomfortable line that I've made so far, but it has to be done. Ugh. All those lines crossing just makes me shudder. Okay. Space Force, obviously connected to space. And then we've got, but the Space Force was in Huntsville, Alabama. That is correct, yeah? Hang on, I just started second guessing myself. Space Force is in Huntsville, Alabama. Right, chat? Can someone confirm that for me? I just started second guessing myself. Philip Dick, who wrote The Adjustment Team, claimed to have been an agent too. Yes, that is correct. I think he should be on here. So let's get Philip K. Dick, who we should get him. We'll get him over here because what we'll also do, I'll write the adjustment bureau, or should I know? I guess it probably makes sense to, yeah, whatever. Adjustment, and then we'll go to there. I feel like there's more connections to be had with him too. There we go. All right, let's go back over here. This is starting to look a bit psycho. Yes, we knew that was going to happen though, Julie. I said at the start of the show, this is a schizophrenic mood board. Only the spiciest of minds are going to be able to keep up with this. If you tap out, it's okay. Okay. All right. Oh God. Oh God. Okay. I'm gonna have to adjust. I'm gonna have to adjust to make these next lines. I'm not gonna be able to handle it. We're gonna put. We need to connect anti-gravity all the way to Huntsville, Alabama. So I'm just making a bit of room here for another disgusting line. By the way, when we're done, I will save this and I will upload it to either Discord or X or something like that so people can take a look. Okay, let's make this line. Anti-grav to Huntsville. And then I guess, I mean, it's not really in the realm of like time travel, which is kind of what this is about. But these are names that surround these topics, right? There we go. We've got Amy Eskridge in there as well. Huntsville should be closer to the middle. It connects to NASA, Von Braun, Timothy Taylor. Okay. Let's make that a little bit bigger. I mean, it is already connected to NASA. And we could do an easy line just here. Let me just add Project Mars book. I love when I say, okay, and I don't realize I'm doing Professor Zhang. And then I look at the chat and all I see is Zhang faces everywhere. Okay. Okay. God, stop. Stop doing it. What the fuck is Tim Taylor? He's a time traveler. Yep, he's a time traveler. That's what he is. Okay, where to go? Where should we go next? Where should we go next? Valiant Thor. I don't know about that one. Muted? No, don't think I'm muted. You're muted? No, I don't think I am. Maybe refresh your stream. Can people in chat tell them to refresh? Okay. All right, let me just get these last couple here. 420 Breezy says, what's good, y'all? Sending love from the Lone Star State. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that. And thank you for the super chat. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. All of the mums out there who are raising the next generation of weirdos and awakened beings. Toxic Fart says, I time travel into the future 1 second at a time. There you go. Me too. Me too, actually. Okay, where were we? All right, it's starting to get very messy. And now I feel like it's like when I put on Netflix and I see so much and I don't end up watching anything because there's too much. I feel like it's kind of it's getting to that point now. I need to just focus on one thing at a time. What's coming next? What's coming next? I feel like there's definitely more probably to be done with Elon. Honestly, probably more with occult magic too. Philadelphia experiments connected to military and Tesla and time travel. Once you have it all, you can clean it up. No, I want it to be messy. It's just it just becomes a lot. I feel like there's definitely more to be added here on the fringes. Enoch. I don't know if Enoch has anything to do with like time travel and stuff like that. Does it? Hal Putoff, that's someone who belongs in here. And man, this motherfucker connects to everything. This guy, I mean, Scientology, first of all, let's not forget he is an operating Thetan, level 7. Operating Thetan level 7, by the way. Not just a couple of weekends at the Scientology church, years and hundreds of thousands of dollars. But he doesn't really talk about that much. A little bit weird. Why don't you talk about that one, Hal? Don't want to tell people that you are balls deep into the Church of Scientology? You want to touch on that at all? Do we connect him to Huntsville? Probably not directly, but I feel like we can connect him to Amy Eskridge. And, you know, I would say we don't need to connect him directly to occult magic because he's already connected to Scientology. But I think his contributions to remote viewing earn him a spot, earn him a direct connection to occult magic. What about nukes? What about nukes? Does this connect? Does this deserve a spot in here? Oh, I just leaked the next Polarity t-shirt design by accident. Ian Carroll made web for stuff like this. Really? You can do this kind of stuff on web? Damn, I wish I knew that. I'm sure, like, knowing that Ian Carroll made it, I'm sure it's like it's the exact kind of conspiracy schizophrenic software that I'm looking for. Damn it. I thought it was just like an LLM. That sucks. Well, we're here now. I'm not restarting again. Not at this point. Next time. Yeah, next time. I'm sure we could do this with many topics, really. Okay, here's one. What about... Oh, that's getting a bit conspiracy. It's getting a bit too schizophrenic. Schizo GPT. You can connect Putoff to Stargate. Well, I've kind of got... That's sort of what I've got at with occult magic here. I can make a separate node for Stargate if we think we can build off of that further, that kind of ties into what we've already got here. I don't know if it does. Michael Masters, that's a good shout. That is a good shout. That would probably... Yeah, I think that's a good shout, actually. Let's get Michael Masters up over around this side. Can you guys see? Yes. Valiant Thor needed. A lot of people keep saying Valiant Thor. Why? Why is Valiant Thor important on this? And I remember I did say I wanted this board to be as based in reality as it can be given the topic that we are talking about. Like, the flux liner. There are plans for it. There are whistleblowers that have spoken out about it that mysteriously ended up getting turbo cancer, right? To me, that has more basis in reality than like Looking Glass. And not that I think Looking Glass is fake, but I just feel like, that we have to draw a line somewhere. And luckily for me, I get to make up where the line is because it's my show. Okay. Okay, Michael Masters. What do we call it? Future humans? Future human hypothesis? Future human hypothesis. And, I guess the idea with that is that they are coming here, that UFOs are time machines, which is what Diglocker is. Okay. I think we should. I think we need to put a line to Diglock here. I think that's warranted. Hollow Earth theory. I don't know if that sort of belongs on this mind map, but I think that's maybe a topic we could do a whole other mind map for. Maybe I'll take a look at Ian Carroll's web, and if we can get that working a little bit nicer than this one, maybe we can do that. Maybe I'll remake this in web in my own time, and I'll post a picture of it. We still got a lot of room over here we can use. Antarctica. I mean, it definitely connects to Nazi Germany, but I don't really know what it's got to do with time travel. Freemasonry, I feel like that's its own mind map. Link Diglocker to anti-gravity. Okay. Is it? I don't know if it is, though. We need more string and a bigger corkboard. Yeah, we do. We do. We really got like the Timu version. But this is how you get better, people. Go back to my first live streams. It didn't look as fancy as it does now. It looks terrible. So, this is how you improve. Just got to get the reps in. Got to get those schizophrenic mood board reps in. Ed, the Korean Brit, says Elon Musk acquires Tesla Motors. Nicholas Sealed. That is one that needs to go in here, though, is Elon Musk and just Tesla in general, which, I mean, probably needs to have a line to Nikola Tesla, right? Because it's clearly named after him. So, again, this is going to be another painful one, but I think it has to happen. I'm just laughing at how messy it's getting. But at least anyone who came into this stream and was like, what do you mean time travel, NASA, Nazis, Germany? What are you talking about? Now, hopefully, you at least get what I'm saying. Like, there is a lot of strange connections. I just had one in my head that we haven't put down yet, and I just lost it. Amy something. Yeah, we've got Amy Eskridge in here. She's in here. Oh, in the live stream. She's on the board. There she is. P47 and P52s. Oh, I don't know if that's beyond the beyond what goes on the board. Maybe we could do our own board that's dedicated to like Looking Glass. Why did Amy say Avi Loeb is evil? I don't know. Did she? I know she said Hal is evil and Lou Elizondo is evil. Did she say Avi Loeb too? I don't think so. Maybe she did. Future humans. Yep, we've got that over here. Future human hypothesis. Kind of coming off of time travel from Michael Masters. Nicholas Spitz says, I'll tell you all one more time because it's so important. If you're not ready for flat Earth, you're not ready for aliens. There you go. We've got a few flat Earthers in the chat today. Welcome. Take a seat. Get comfortable. No, she said Pudoff was evil. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. This is a great initial basic outline, and then we can go to Ian's web. The web will help us find correlations between all the data points. Oh, really? Is that how it works? So you can make a map connection on web, and then the LLM can see what you're doing and help you build off of it. Is that really how it works? Because if that's how it works, I'm genuinely annoyed that we didn't do the show in web, because that's amazing. Von Braun's tombstone has an inscription, Psalms 19:1, referring to the Bible verses, the heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. I will never shut up about CERN. Okay, we can put CERN on here. What does it connect to? If we put in CERN, yes, we'll put in Townsend Brown as well, obviously, anti-gravity. Thank you, Krista. Where are we linking up CERN, though? Oh. The Vatican, time manipulation. CERN connects to alchemy and the occult. Yeah, I think, that's probably the best place for it. At least on this board, anyway. I feel like there would be way more connections, though, right? Probably directly into time. I mean, if we're going to put it on here, okay, if we're going to go down that road and kind of make those allegations, it probably links to time travel too, right? High altitude nuclear explosions. Yeah, I mean, I do wonder about nukes, right? Like, does nuclear energy or like have something to do with anti-gravity or like propulsions, like UFO propulsion? I don't know. Like I actually don't. I'm not even suggesting that. I'm just thinking out loud. Wormholes, yes. Okay, yeah. Let's get the God, we're getting really thick on this side. We can probably, yeah, okay, let's move over a little bit. Okay, we can add in God, what was it? Wormholes. Yeah, let's just call it wormholes because it's simple. Wormholes. I guess maybe we do. Okay, look, we need to bring in Einstein, don't we? Who someone said Einstein was also connected to the Philadelphia experiment. Is that true? God, if this is actually how Webb works, like you can kind of research the nodes as you're going and connect them together. I really want to use Webb. Webb is perfect for this. Let's go wormholes to time travel. 100% need to use Webb. Yeah, we will next time. Sorry about that, guys. Let's get this on top. Oh, wow. Yeah, as you can see, this is not the best software for this. It's doing the job. It's getting us through, but we will do better next time. Did you add remote view? No, we did put Hal put off to occult magic. Because I just don't like, does remote viewing really have anything to do with like time travel? Well, maybe it does actually, because people remote view things in the past, allegedly. So actually, you know what? I think that actually does have to go on there. It's a part of time travel. In some way. Wait, do we agree on that? Do we agree that remote viewing relates to time travel? I feel like the Nazi Germany NASA, like they don't have many connections to them as like cornerstone nodes. Yeah, okay, everyone agrees about remote viewing. Okay. Let's start working this side a little bit. Hal put off no, probably not Crowley. Stargate. Yeah, I think Stargate's a good shout. I'm just thinking, can we get this? Now it's like it's a problem of like where do we fit things? Okay, let's go. There we go. So now we've got remote viewing to the military, to Stargate. I guess, what about like psionic assets? Real Society and Hanabu Crafts. The Real Society, is that like Real Society? That's like Blavatsky, right? And they were like they were a group of she and others were a group of channelers, right? Is that correct? Because I guess like channeling, right? Channeling. Again, it's not really time. Is it time travel though? It probably still deserves a space here, I think. channeling. Secret Society of German Nazi Psychics. Vril was Thule Society. Yeah. I don't know much about that stuff like on a deep enough level where I can sit here and talk to you guys about it. Maria Orsic. Yeah. So these names I know and I understand they are associated with Vril and Thule and this kind of stuff, but I've never actually really looked into that kind of stuff. So if we're to put that stuff on here, I'm really just going to be trusting you guys. And do I trust you guys? I don't know. Are you trying to put a bit of disinformation in there, trying to lead me astray from the truth? Maria had a contact with Tesla. Really? Really? Can we confirm that? Dwayne says, "Yep, don't trust me." I respect it. SRI. Um, was Uri Geller connected to SRI as well? He was. Most occult stuff comes from the Jewish Kabbalah. Yep. Yep. It's what I'm saying. I say it all the time. It's all the same shit. Scientology, Kabbalah, like remote viewing, psionics, all of this stuff, I feel like is pretty much the exact same shit. Maybe done with like, maybe done slightly differently. Just like, you know, if you look at like art, right? Like musicians, I feel like music, you know, like current artists are inspired by previous artists. Their music isn't the same, but it has like elements and flavors of all of the people that came before them, and they just kind of reiterate on it and make it something new, but like it's still music. I think that's similar to what is going on with this, and it does seem like Kabbalah is one of the earlier forms of it. But I think this even goes back to like, you know, ancient Egypt even. Okay, let's get uh let's get SRI in here, which is Stanford Research Institute. Just gonna do it like that. And that was connected to Stargate. And it was also connected to CIA. Where's Hal? There he is. SRI connects to Stargate and Uri Geller. Yep. Okay. God damn it. We need web people. This canvas ain't gonna cut it. I can't make it any bigger either. Try and move a couple of things around. Okay, that gives us a little bit of room. I'm gonna go Uri Geller. And I mean, he connects to occult magic. He connects to occult magic too. Paperclip, yes. I'm surprised we didn't have that on here already. I feel like there's so much more, like even just from Paperclip, like there'd be so much more we could build out from there as well. Mossad? Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, and I don't disagree, but I just don't know if it's like, this is meant to be about time travel. You know what I mean? Do a second stream where you plug this into web. I will, after this stream, I will definitely look into, oh my God, we've nearly been live for 2 hours. Holy shit. Wow. I thought we'd maybe been live for like an hour. Yes, I will definitely be looking into web. And if it seems so good that I feel like we could almost redo this, I will. Or maybe I'll just recreate this in web and then we can kind of go from there in a second stream. Something with like an unlimited canvas would be amazing. And if it's got an LLM that kind of works in conjunction with it, that would be incredible. Kelly says Air Force Research Labs and DARPA. DARPA is linked to anti-gravity. The AFRL is linked to anti-gravity and alternative propulsions. Yes, good shout. Okay, where can we fit that in then? Okay, I think we can definitely put the AFRL over here. Anti-gravity. I mean, anti-gravity, which, we could put a slash in here and just say like exotic propulsion, right? Exotic propulsion. I feel like that. But it's getting messy, people. Josh, you're missing the link from Yuri to Von Braun. Yes, thank you very much. See, this is why I need you guys. AFRL. What was there more to be had here? Yeah, AFRL linked to anti-gravity. DARPA. Would we link DARPA to anti-gravity? Like, what would DARPA link into here? That's what I'm not sure of. By the way, guys, this is genuinely like a visual depiction of my brain. That's why I'm doing this. Because somehow I'm able to be like, think about all of this at once. And it makes it very hard to make a coherent argument when all of this is kind of just like there and you're kind of like, oh my fucking God, where do I begin? I envy those who can just think in a nice, like, one by one pattern. DARPA, anti-grav. Okay, chuck it in here. DARPA links to UFO tech. Yep, we got that one in there now. Montauk. Just trying to think, where would Montauk link in? Elon links to Trump, Josh. Yeah, I think we got that one, L. Did we not? Where is Elon? Oh, damn, we didn't. I think we did on the old one before I had to restart. Okay, let me just move this a little bit. Wasn't that a weird little time when Elon Musk and Trump were just like two little besties hanging out all the time? What a weird time that was. Baron Trump, time travel. Yeah, we got Baron Trump in here. He's just down here. He's not plugged directly into time travel because really it's about the Ingersoll Lockwood books. But it's very strange. Yuri Geller equal Israeli military activities. He served as a paratrooper in the Israeli Defense Army and has been linked to Mossad. I mean, yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. But again, it's like, it's not. Is it verified though? Wormholes? Maybe. I think wormholes should connect to like anti-gravity exotic propulsion, right? I think Ashton Forbes would be disappointed in me if we didn't make that connection. Harold Malmgren. What a beautiful mind map. I'm glad you guys are appreciating it as well. MH370. You know what? Fuck it. I'm putting MH370 on here. They zapped the damn plane out of the sky. What else we got, people? To the Stars Academy. You know, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about To the Stars. And, you know, obviously you've got General Neil McCasland, AFRL. I think we do it. I think we do it. I mean, they did try to crowdfund a UFO, people. That's my favorite piece of UFO lore, by the way, that they tried to crowdfund a UFO. I have the picture of the UFO saved, by the way. I love pulling it up. Atlantis, for some reason, probably connected. I don't know. Yeah, it's like one of those things. It's like, look, at this point, probably Atlantis. Yep, probably Atlantis. Remember, what about the photos of the Roswell crash with like the ancient Greek writing on it? That's interesting. That's very interesting. And, you know, Tom DeLonge, who is hanging out with Neil McCasland, was saying that the people he's speaking to are referencing the Greek gods and Greek mythology, saying that this is real. God, we don't have enough room for this. We don't have enough room. Okay, let's go. Let's put AFRL here. And we're going to go. Well, getting unrealistic now, Josh. Things must be confirmed by 3 sources. Is that right, Infinite Operation? I didn't realize you were making the rules for this live stream. I get to decide. And look, like I said, I do want it to be kind of based in reality. But I guess it kind of depends. It depends how closely linked it is to time travel and how much evidence we have for it as well. And I think like where I'm going now is Neil McCasland. And, you know, I think we all agree he's a real person. Linked to AFRL, which is linked to anti-gravity propulsion. Then Neil McCasland links to the Stars Academy. I kid. I know. So do I. You guys know me. We're just fucking around. To the Stars Academy. I guess Tom DeLonge. I know we're meant to be talking about time travel here, but we're making connections at the same time. So to the Stars Academy, Neil McCasland. They tried to crowdfund a UFO, so I think we connect. Do we connect to the Stars Academy to UFOs? Like, surely that makes sense, right? And to the Stars Academy is connected to Tom DeLonge. The Greek goddess Artemis. Oh, that's, yeah, okay, I like that. That's a good one. Because, again, from here, I think out of To the Stars Academy, we can put something like referencing Greek mythology, right? So let's go Greek mythology. Like, I actually think, I'm not going to because I'm not 100% sure of it, but I reckon we could also link Greek mythology to Neil McCasland. Not because he's a Greek god, but because I believe that this idea of Greek mythology being real coming through Tom DeLonge came from, well, coming out of To the Stars Academy and Tom DeLonge came from the general. That I think. But we'll just connect it to I think to the Stars. Should link to the occult as well, Greek mythology. Oh, that's going to be a disgusting line. That might be the most disgusting line we've got so far. We might have to fix some things up to make that line actually. Oh God, this is going to be awful. Maybe, okay, I think we can put DeGlocker right up here. That actually helps a lot. We can put UFOs up here. Greek mythology. Okay, here we go. This is going to be disgusting. Wow. I like it, though. Oh, it goes right over Stargate. Hold up. This is getting messy. Okay, Greek mythology. And let's... Okay, what I want to do here is I want to make a node for Roswell, which has apparently got something to do with time travel, according to Philip Corso's son. Roswell crash. To Greek mythology. And to UFOs. Might as well throw the Khazarian Mafia in there somewhere. Look, we don't even need to do that. We know they're responsible for everything, so we don't need a mind map to figure that out. Ooh, Brad says Indian flying cities, and I don't know if that's what you're actually trying to say is the Vimanas from the Vedic text, but that's what I thought of. Hopefully that is what you're trying to say. That definitely needs to go on here. And okay, I actually think the Vimanas connects to DeGlocker because if you look at a Vimana, okay, let's do this. Hold up. Okay, oh, amazing. I've still got the other ones open too. Look at the way the Vimanas bro. Look at this. Okay, look at this. Kecksburg, okay, it's a UFO, apparently that crashed. Acorn, bell shaped. In America, thing where like the 60s, 1965, this crashed. Die Glocke, German time machine, apparently. And Vimana from ancient Vedic texts of a flying chariot machine in the sky that the gods used to transport in. Come on, bro. Please. at this point, I like, what else do we need? What else do we need? All right, let's get this in here for sure. I feel like we might need a bit of room on this one though. So let's, oh, we did paperclip. We didn't connect it to anything. That's what it needs to be like this. Okay. We could probably connect, I feel like paperclip could connect to Huntsville as well, probably. Oh yes, the goddesses, Artemis with NASA. Okay, let me just get them on here so I don't forget. Artemis, that's a fantastic shout. Artemis, and let's just go like Greek. Oh, we probably don't need to put Greek gods because we've got Greek mythology here. Oh mate, how are we going to do this line? Okay, this is, we just got to do it. You just got to send it. Artemis, and then obviously that connects to, I mean, not even just Artemis, like Apollo. What are some other missions? They named all of their shit after Greek gods. Maybe actually, you know what we'll do for the sake of space, we'll do, oh my gosh. Sorry guys, give me a minute to do a bit of house cleaning, bit of housekeeping. We're going to change. We're going to change Artemis to Greek gods just for the sake of being able to expand on it over here. And then we've got, what are some other ones? I'm sure they've used more. Okay. All right. Where were we? We were over here as well. And I feel like we were kind of cooking on something over here too. Someone says Operation High Jump, for God's sake. I mean, is it time travel though? You know? I'm late. Shall I go to the back of the room and commence watching from the start? Commence watching from when the screen looks like I'm doing a map that has a black background, because we had to restart about, I don't know, half an hour in or something like that. Attempted Human says every dish begins with fry onions and garlic, then just add whatever flavor to the religion you like. There you go. It's all the same shit. Thank you very much. Ben Mailitz with 9 months says almost a member for a full year. People are upset that Trump keeps falling asleep on camera. I'm just mad that he keeps waking up. I like it. Thank you very much, Ben. And Kelly says Gilgamesh and portals. Okay. Gilgamesh, I'm not so sure belongs here, but I think portals can for sure. I think I'm going to change Stargate over here to Project Stargate so we can have actual Stargates. But again, is that based in reality? How based in reality is this? Baron Trump. Yeah, we've got Baron Trump. He's down here. I think it might be behind where the chat is. Where is it? Yeah, you guys can. There you go. Baron Trump. Buzz's stroke and weird pyramid tweet about evil. Yeah, that's such an interesting thing. And by the way, like, you know, with all these UFO files that have just dropped, right? A lot of them have they're referencing NASA missions and Apollo missions. Well, Buzz Aldrin's still alive. Like, what I don't like about the UFO files is that there's no face or name attached to it. Like, I would say the closest thing would be like Luna, because she, I don't know, was like the one talking about it. But if there's discrepancies or problems, for example, people are saying that that star-shaped thing is a flare. Okay, who answers to that? Who's responsible for answering to people saying this looks like a flare? Now, what do you have to say for yourself? Like, no, it's like almost like an anonymous dead drop where they don't have to answer to anything. They can just drop it. People conspire and say it's fake and all, and it just becomes messy. No one's there to set the record straight. Buzz Aldrin is alive. He was there. Stand up, address the people. If this is what's happening, if you're putting this information out there and you're going to put this stuff out about Apollo missions, get the astronauts out. Tell us why you felt the need to hide it for so long as well. Why you're there. That'd be fantastic, actually. In fact, I'd be far more inclined to listen to you if you start anything you tell me with why you lied for 80 years first. That would be fantastic. Okay, how long have we been live? Just over 2 hours. We do have a little bit of room on the canvas, but I want to probably try to wrap it up soon. You know what? Maybe I could just make this whole thing neater in my own time and fill this space out. Unless there's anything that people think we are missing, like that's massive, that's missing here. Aldrin said on camera, we didn't go to a child. Yeah, I've seen that. Do you think the retrieved crafts are under Jewish control? I don't know. I mean, the Dome of the Rock UFO video is one of my favorites, one of the most compelling in my opinion. I think that's very interesting. But in saying that, the Temple Mount is a Muslim site. Well, currently it's a Muslim temple. So it's in Jerusalem, but it's like a Muslim place of worship. I'm failing for the word here, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. John F. Kennedy. I like the idea. I like the conspiracy attachment. I'm not sure if it fits on this board, though. Missing scientists. That's a good one, I think. I think that probably deserves. I think we need more room for that. I'm going to make it happen. I think we're going to do missing scientists. We're going to add in Amy Eskridge to that, Neil McCasland, and we might even be able to get some more people onto there as well. Where to fit it? We'll go missing / dead scientists. And obviously, the first connection is to anti-gravity and exotic propulsion. Then we have a connection here to Neil McCasland. And we have a connection to Amy Eskridge. Where did she go? Oh my God, I'm getting lost in my own web. There she is. MH370, yes. Waikika Mukau, fantastic. I said this the other day, right, on the stream, that with all these scientists and shit that are going missing, and the fact that it seems like whenever you know, us humans in this district of society, you know, tax-paying humans, when we begin to invent or get close to anti-gravity exotic propulsion, we disappear or we die. And like that's becoming quite apparent. So then when you look at MH370 and you realize that there were 11 scientists on there working on, like, you know, cutting edge superconductors, it really tracks. It really tracks. And what made them disappear? 3 orbs. What do we keep seeing in the sky coming out of the ocean and stuff like that? Orbs. Patrick Jackson suggests there's a control network surrounding the Earth. People say that these things have been here and controlling humanity for a long time. Like, I don't know. I think there's something to that. Harold Malmgren suggested the 3-body problem was close to the truth. It's about a series of scientists getting killed if they invent certain technology because they're under the control of aliens. And it's just like that, right? You can't, if you create something, you maintain the level of control through the technology. Like if you have a group of people, you can control them by having better technology and the ability to sort of manipulate them. If they begin to somehow invent or gain that same ability or technology, that's going to level the playing field, and that is a threat to the hierarchy and the establishment. So you obviously stop them from doing that. When you lay it out like that, it obviously sounds super like out there and wacky, but it makes way too much sense, I think. It's almost like, oh, I don't even need to think about this anymore. That's obviously just what's happening. That's kind of how I think about it. Okay. Michael Aquino, where to put you? I think that'll have to do. Okay, where were we? Missing dead scientists. We connected it to Neil McCaslin, anti-gravity technology, MH370, Amy Eskridge, Ning Lee is another one. I don't know if we put like Nuno Loureiro on here. I think he was like a plasma cold fusion physicist, which maybe that does have something to do with exotic propulsion, to be honest. Probably does. We'll add him. What about, how did Townsend Brown die? Did he just die of old age, or did something weird happen to him? Can anyone in the chat help me out with that one? I'm not sure. Nuno, I don't know how to spell his name. Lou. I think it was something like that. That'll do. You guys know who I'm talking about. Townsend Brown died of a broken heart. Deep state. MIB got him. Yeah, really? Like, can anyone just give me a clear explanation of how he died? Died of old age. Officially unclear circumstances. I'm just going to look it up myself. Thomas Townsend Brown death. Okay. What the fuck? This is obviously not the same guy, but the sponsored result is Thomas Townsend Brown died from using too much deodorant in Kent. What the fuck? Okay, Thomas Townsend Brown, American inventor whose experiments and research on electric-based anti-gravitational observable momentum by ionizing, blah, 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 blah. How did he die? The fuck? How did he die? Death. What the hell? It's not on here. That's weird. all like Wikipedia pages about anyone who's, famous enough to have a Wikipedia page that is dead, it always references their death. Always. It tells you how they died. It says here he died on October 27th. Grok is better. Okay, let's try Grok. Grok, is this real? I've become everything that I hate. Okay. How did Thomas Townsend Brown die? Oh, spelt it wrong. Fantastic. So he was 80. He might have no publicly available official obituary or autopsy report or death certificate explicitly states a single definitive cause of death. Reliable biographical accounts describe his later years as involving semi-retirement in California after health challenges with no indication of foul play or primary documentation. Okay. All right. We'll leave him out. But, obviously I'm a little sus about that one. We'll leave him out, though. Feels like we do have more of a pocket over here. Matt, you know what? Okay. This could be getting a little bit too conspiratorial. And I don't want to take away from what I think is like the serious nature of the rest of this chart. Like everything on here is pretty legit. But the only thing I could think of filling this corner with is like, because we here got Space Force, remote viewing, I think like secret space programmy type stuff, but that's getting a little crazy. By the way, I do think there is a secret space program, by the way. Like I absolutely do. I think it's hilarious that like they expect people to suggest that they made a huge deal out of going to the moon and then suddenly had zero interest in space at all until a couple of months ago in the middle of Epstein files, aliens, and the war in Iran, right? I think that's just hilarious that they think people will believe that. So I definitely think there is a secret space program. Is there a 20 in back? I don't know. Like that. I'm not putting 20 in back on this board. Again, I don't know because I can't prove it, but there's just not enough for me, I think, to go on this board. But I will put secret space program on here though, because I do think that. And I remember actually, do you guys remember in a recent, actually I think it was with Chris, when Ross Coulthart was on Chris's podcast, he said that astronauts were being trained. Oh my God, I can't spell. Were being trained like adjacent to the Apollo astronauts in California for like an unnamed company or program or something like that. So let's space Nazis. Let's get a connection in here. Yes, I remember it was supposed to be a big secret. Yeah. And also Ross said that he knew someone who broke down crying saying that someone they knew died on the moon. Dude, this shit. It's so weird. Looking Glass should have its own heading. I think Looking Glass should have its own mind map. Looking Glass is probably its own show. Yeah, that's what I think. That's why you need MK Ultra. It could be a psyop. That's a really good shout. I think if we had to listen to the testimony of Kathy O'Brien, I think MK Ultra could connect to NASA. It could connect to Paperclip and Nazi Germany. Actually, it definitely does. It definitely does. We need MK Ultra on here. And I mean, you could almost make MK Ultra like a bigger bubble than any of these and just put it at the top and then just connect everything to MK Ultra, because reality is the biggest psyop of all time. Okay, MK Ultra, we're connecting that to NASA. And we're going to connect it to Nazi Germany. Given your chart, Josh, you could qualify to run the finances of the government. You do not want to put me in charge of that. I hate numbers. I can't even spell, and I hate numbers. I speak and I think. Sometimes I speak without thinking. Not good. Okay. All right. We're looking good here. MK Ultra. I feel like this could just have. I feel like MK Ultra could almost be purple in this. I feel like there's probably way more connections to MK Ultra here. I'm not going to connect it to Paperclip because I've got it connected to Nazi Germany. MK Ultra to military. That's a good shout. God, I really didn't leave myself much room over here, did I? I'm going to thread the needle with this line. Amazing. Good shout, Rob. That's me. I always say what I think before thinking. Always gets me in shit. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Dangerous when you're a live streamer too, because there's no rewind button. There's no edit. It's all out there. But that's part of the game, isn't it? That's the fun and excitement of it. Who knows what I'm going to say next? I don't even know. Farmer Norm with 6 months says, in 2009, Stephen Hawking hosted a party for time travelers as an experiment. Really? That's wild. Emily hit with 12 months. Look at that beautiful golden badge on you, Emily. It looks great. She says, loving this new badge. Thank you for everything you do, Josh, and the calmness you provide in this turbulent sea of bullshit and lies. My pleasure, Emily. Thank you for a year of support. That really means a lot to me. Thank you very much. And E. Eden says, isn't the day of Brown's death a significant date in Back to the Future? October 27th, 1985. That I don't know, because it's been a while since I've seen those movies. Should we do a movie night tonight in Discord? Should we watch Back to the Future tonight? I would be down for that. I think we should do that. We're going to do that. I haven't seen those movies enough, but for some reason, when I say it out loud, October 27th, 1985, it's like it's ringing some kind of bell. So maybe it is. Is that the movie? Is that the date from the movie? Interesting if it is, right? I guess we'll find out tonight. We're going to do that in Discord. The link is below, guys. It's free for everyone. We'll be streaming it in the public section, so you don't need to be a member. We'll start with Back to the Future 1 tonight, and if it's not too late, maybe we'll go back to back with the second movie as well. Okay. Is that a wrap? Is that a wrap for today? Or it's annoying me because we have free space on this canvas here, but I know also that if I laid this out with a bit more strategy, it would probably fit nicely and everything would be neat. And maybe I can do that on web or something like that. But is there anything we feel like we're missing here? Secret space program, NASA. I don't know if we connect NASA to the secret space program. I mean, who knows? Actually, you know what we probably should have in here is like, you know, aerospace companies, Lockheed Martin, things like that. He goes back to October 26, 1955. Okay. Biff Tannen in Back to the Future 2 is based on Donald Trump. I've heard that. I've heard that before. And he gets the almanac, and now he knows everything that's going to happen. Yeah. You can connect everything to CIA because they're basically orchestrating this. Yeah, like I said, MK Ultra to everything, CIA to everything. I agree. I do think this area could be filled with like intelligence agencies and aerospace companies. But again, have I laid it out so poorly that we'd just be getting some, you know, because over here we've got the AFRL, you know what I mean? Like AFRL is on this side, anti-gravity. You know, this all needs to connect in. So I think we need to rejig it. I think what we'll do is we'll leave it here for today. Maybe I'll try and neaten it up. I'll take a look at web. I'll try and work something out. And we can either expand on this. Maybe if web is really good with like an infinite canvas, what I think we'll do is we'll make it neater. And we might just keep iterating on this and, you know, just keep connecting dots and just seeing how it builds out over time. I think that could be fun. But if you guys did enjoy this, please let me know either in the live chat or leave an actual comment so I can go back and read it. Because if you guys do enjoy this stuff, I certainly do, and we can do this more. I think we could apply this type of live stream to so many different topics, and it is fun to actually visualize it. Doing it in Canva, probably not the best. It does get quite messy, and it can be a bit hard to see where we are. But the concept of it, of actually getting all of this crazy stuff out of our minds and onto something physical that we can see, I think for me, at least personally, it helps a lot just like to visualize it. And it just kind of reinforces how weird and wild all of this stuff actually is and the way that it all connects, because there clearly is something very strange going on. Toxic Fart says, someone in chat mentioned Back to the Future and Townsend Brown's death. Marty left October 26, 1985. Brown died October 27th, 1985. There you go. Thank you very much, Toxic Fart. And thank you all for tuning in today. I hope you had a good time. I hope you learned something. Join Discord if you want to watch Back to the Future. I think we will do it. We will start the movie at 7:30 p.m. for me. It's currently almost 1:30. So in about 6 hours' time, we'll be playing Back to the Future 1 in our Discord, which is linked below. Come and join. If you've never used Discord, it's free. It's basically a place with different chat rooms where you can have conversations, post memes, post links to media and things you're interested in. It's basically everything about this topic. Ashley M says, Josh, is that a new t-shirt? Yes, Ashley, it is. Thank you very much for noticing. I appreciate you very much. Appreciate all of you for hanging out with me, as you guys always do. Really means a lot. Please drop a like on the video. If you want to support me, become a member. It's $5 a month. You will get into the member section of the Discord if you do that. You can get yourself some merch here. You've got the Seraphim oversized tee here. That would look great on you. I know it would. Or maybe even a touch grass hat. It would look great. Follow me on Instagram right here, Polarity Josh. And I think that's everything. Guys, thank you very much for hanging out today. Be good. Be kind. Get outside, touch some grass, and then get some snacks because we're going to be watching a movie a little bit later in Discord. I'll see you there. Peace.
Eventually, people are going to say, what the hell is going on?
No matter how far you go into the dark, when you flip, you go exactly the same place to the light in our galaxy. Everything. Because everything is in balance. Everything is a polarity.
I think it's just going to get weirder and weirder and weirder, and finally it's going to be so weird that people are going to have to talk about how weird it is.